Grab your favorite cup. We're about to pour you a glass of the most wholesome drink.
Our goal is to amplify marginalized voices through subjects that matter.
We will do this by discussing subjects that are uplifting, gainful, and truthful, no matter how uncomfortable they may be, in hope of gaining clarity and invoking progressive change.
Of course, we'll sprinkle on some off-color topics to make our discussions more palpable.
Welcome to Urban Proper.
Yo, 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 yo.
Hello, hello, hello.
It is us.
What's up? What it do in the loo or wherever you be, because you might not be in the loo.
We are Urban Proper. It is I, Shisha, the Cuddler, self-proclaimed queen of everything the light touches.
And it is I, Darius, the destroyer, self-proclaimed destroyer of all things ever.
Booty holes.
Booty holes.
Booty holes.
Specifically.
We're back for episode 10.
We're in our double digits. I feel like a kid that just hit 10 and now they think they a bad bitch. So they talk back to their mama.
And the mom be like, oh, you think you smelling yourself.
Yep, that's exactly what oh, so you 10, so you smelling yourself now, huh? All right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I brought you in this world, I can take you out.
Oh my God, so violence.
And that reminds me of the black clapback memes, where it's like, I am asked to be here, so...
They kind of did a little resurgence.
They did. I saw them the other day, that's what made me think about it.
Yeah, when it was like, your mama talk about some, I'm tired of yelling, well, shut up then.
Well, stop yelling then.
Listen, oh my goodness.
My ass would be... Dead, literally.
This one time my mama told my brother she was going to beat his ass on a hot summer day while it was snowing. That's how mad that she was. Like, you know, the more they don't make sense for what they say they're going to do to you, you need to just comply.
You better just shut the entire fuck up.
Yes. Like, oh my goodness. But, episode 10, Existing While Black.
Existing While Black. I just have to say that is an iconic title.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all of our titles thus far have just been iconic.
I mean, we're very iconic and prolific and amazing.
All facts.
We're just urban proper as fuck.
As fuck.
Yes.
Yes. So what are we going to be discussing?
A few things. I'm kind of going to go out of order here. Excuse me. I keep clearing my throat. You guys are probably like, oh my God. You don't want to hear ASMR fucking snot. Throat clearing.
My mind went to a real negative
a real dark place, literally.
Oh boy. Anyway.
But yeah, so, you know, race relations in the United States and just the state of being black anywhere we go comes with a predetermined stigma.
Mm-hmm.
There's also always those underlining or over stereotypes that hang over us that we either try so hard to break, or some people fall into the role of meeting the stereotype, because that's just...
And like, stereotypes are always to me a product of ignorance, and people who fall into and fit those stereotypes are also in that unfortunate world of ignorance where they don't even know that they're being this predetermined image or what's the term I want to use, caricature of who they actually are, or who they have been told that they should be. And
actually, I have been a victim. I mean, not a victim. I have been not knowing until I sat down and realized it, fall into a stereotype at work before as being the comedic big black woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I felt like, I mean, I'm funny but in nature, but you know.
True.
I felt like that was my role, and I was looked to be the wisecracking, joke, knee slapping, delivery line person.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had to like be like, damn, I can't fall into this.
I can't let these people stereotype me. Like
yeah,
this.
I can't fall into their bubble. Yeah.
So, what are some stereotypes then, outside of being the big funny black woman?
Being a big black woman, there's so many. That we have bad hygiene.
Okay.
That we are... Black women already have a stereotype of being loud and ghetto. But being a big black woman, it's like
20 times.
Yeah. We're expected to know how to do hair, cook, be played by black men.
Yep.
To be sugar mamas.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a stereotype for big black women.
For big black women, yeah.
Interesting.
Because they feel like, some people thought or think that black women, big black women, the only reason why we're able to get men because we're overly sexualized, we're freaky, to compensate, and that we spend frivolously on our men. Yeah.
I can, for a fact, confirm that is 0% facts for most of the big black women that I know.
Not this one over here, and
not even a little bit.
Yeah, so being a big black woman, it comes with a lot of stereotypes. That we like to get our belly rubbed. Ooh, I'll smack the shit out of somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
I like to have my belly rubbed.
You can rub my booty. Don't rub my belly.
I prefer to have my booty rubbed.
Yeah. Booty rubs are so therapeutic.
Honestly.
And little booties need to be rubbed too.
Little booties matter.
Little booties and flat booties alike.
I don't say that because I have a little booty. I actually have quite a voluptuous booty.
You got a wagging dragon. Yeah, Darius got them buns. I
hear the term cakes thrown around, and I'm like,
he got
get me?
A quad cake.
I got sheet cakes for days. Got a full sheet cake on my ass. That's because I ate a full sheet cake.
Wedding cake on your ass, okay? A 3-tier wedding cake on your ass.
Listen, it keeps the boys coming.
Okay.
It keeps the girls coming.
Yeah, girls like booty too.
My straight black men, it's okay to let your girl grab your booty. It's alright.
It's your woman. It's not a man.
I can understand you not being comfortable with her putting a finger up your butt or doing any of that, but it's okay if she give you a little slap. If you got a big jiggly booty.
Yeah, and when you driving and she grab it and okay, never mind.
Oh wow. We went there.
Sorry, I'm just me.
But I guess we, get into stereotypes of black men.
Yeah.
We all supposed to be hood. Thugs or drug dealers, which I'm none of those things.
No.
But I still get followed around stores.
Yeah.
I'm also covered in tattoos, so people think that when you have a lot of tattoos that you have this kind of, again, hood, thug gang associated mentality. I find a lot of times I have one tattoo on my left forearm that says close your mind and create with your heart. But I'll notice a lot of times I'll be standing at a table writing down an order, specifically white people, and they looking and trying to read it, but they trying to be sneaky about it. What you think it say? Bitches and hoes? Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's what my arm says.
Fuck them other niggas because I'm down for my niggas.
Exactly. But yeah, so that whole stigma of having tattoos just makes people think that you are kind of less of a person or that you're...
And I love tattoos. I have a new tattoo on my forearm that I was very nervous about getting, especially being in an office setting. But I was like, fuck it. There's doctors that have full sleeves in my job.
Tattoos are becoming much more widely accepted.
Yeah.
Because most people at this point have at least one tattoo.
Exactly.
And I think tattoos are sexy.
I like tattoos because you get to, it's like designing your cover for your book. You get to you get little details of what people like, what people are into. Some people just get dumb shit tattooed on them, but we get to see what type of dumb shit they like.
Exactly. Oh, you got a piece of pizza?
Yeah.
Why did you get a piece of pizza tattooed on you?
I love pizza. Everybody fucking love pizza.
I don't love pizza, but whatever.
You just have to be that one guy.
I just had to.
I don't like pizza or burgers.
I love burgers. Don't even listen.
Fries, what are those? I don't know her.
Why I never met her. But also you have the stereotype, I'm tall, so people are like, oh, you gotta play sports. And I'm like, I have the hand-eye coordination of a duck. You don't want me to play a sport.
Oh my goodness.
I would ride the bench like I would ride a horse.
Okay.
That was gonna be nasty, didn't
I
it?
did. I was
That's
giving
what
you
I'm talking about a dick.
I was like, is he talking about his tiptoes? Speaking of tiptoes, Megan Thee Stallion did an interview with Classical Kyle.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I saw.
It was hilarious.
Cause she explained big old freak, didn't she?
Yeah, and he was like, "So why are you on your tiptoes?" And she was like, That's how you get in position. Yeah. He was like, big booty, big old tree. What is it? It was hilarious. Fucking hilarious. And to the point where he started shaking because he was like, ooh, like nervous.
I'm going to have to watch this when we are done with the podcast.
It was hilarious.
That I saw the headline, but I was like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah. And she recently did her XXL freshman 2019 class cipher.
Yeah.
Really good.
I'm glad she's a part of the class.
I love her. I stand for Megan Thee Stallion.
Have you seen Sam? You've seen Sam Smith's video?
Yes.
I stand Sam Smith.
I stand for him too because
I didn't before, but
where the fuck did he have them hips hiding?
You can't see it, but I'm doing the dance.
I was like, I saw you posted on Facebook, and I was like, let me see what Sam Smith. Skinny Sam Smith has out now. Then I saw him moving them hips. I was like,
oh.
Well, excuse me, bitch.
Oh, you came to slay.
Okay.
You came to serve.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
Well, all them little black and brown men in the background.
And see, that's what
inclusion
I'm talking about.
is.
Inclusion, representation. We love seeing our melanated brothers and sisters on our video screens,
and
on
our
TV
cousins,
screens, and our cousins, and our sister baby cousin Tracy. You know
what?
You know. But back to the topic, right? Because we, of course,
got off topic. Talking about who we standing for.
Another really big stereotype that I see. Not more than anything, but a lot, is the stereotype of the black family and how every black family is broken. And it's funny to talk about this because both of us come from homes without fathers.
Yeah.
But I have so many friends who do have both parents and did have both parents their entire life. Like my one friend whose release party was on Sunday. He's had both of his parents in his life. His entire life. Yeah. And I would talk all the time about how shitty my relationship was with my dad because it's a lot better now. But he was just like, I just can't even imagine. And I'm like, I can't imagine living in a house with a dad.
I can't.
But
I can't.
I think we need to kind of dead this idea as a society that black men don't take care of their kids. Because, so prime motherfucking example, my granddad was an excellent father. My mom always talks about how great he was, how much he did for them. And this is coming up in the 60s, and you know, times were hard. It was rough. And how my granddad used to be kind of a thug, and then he got, he found Jesus. Reform.
Glory.
Listen, but also my brother is a really great father as well, and he takes care of all his kids, and they love him. And I love seeing, even just in my day to day, dads with specifically their daughters.
Oh my God, it melts my heart.
It honestly, yes, boys need their fathers. Yes. Whatever. We can debate about that. But I love seeing black men taking care of their black daughters, doing their hair. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and dead the stigma that men can't do hair because, yes, you can sit with your daughter. It's so cute. I love watching it.
I love it. And people don't realize that a woman's relationship with her father more than likely determines how she will allow a man to treat her. Like, I have a mutual friend I just reconnected with, phenomenal father. Like, he'll still go out, hang out, or whatever, but he does not do a damn thing until he makes sure his kids are situated.
I know that's right.
And there's a lot of guys that'll be like, oh man, you know, they with their mama. We gon' let them be. They cool. They with their mama. He like, nah, you good? You with your mama? Do you need something? Let's go hang out today. You need to see me. We need to spend some time together. This and that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I recently, not even recently, but just over the past couple of years, I've reconnected with my dad. And we are slowly but surely building our relationship to be much better than it was when I was a kid. And just even that, like the little things that he does for me now, he helps me a lot with my art. He's always super supportive, like sharing everything, buying tickets, buying albums, like all this other stuff. And it's nice to know that the past is the past.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that we can really talk about is just like forgiveness in the Black family and in the Black community is. I don't really believe in forgive and forget, but because you will always remember those things.
Exactly.
But forgiving somebody is half the battle.
It is. And not holding a grudge. I feel like holding a grudge takes so much effort. So much energy.
I'm a Capricorn. We hold grudges better than anybody.
Oh my God, you do. My mother's a Capricorn. And there's some friends that I had fell out with that I, we squashed it. We got over it. We chose to forgive each other. But my mama damn sure didn't forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Capricorn will never forget. We like elephants.
Exactly.
And so it's easy for me to hold a grudge against somebody. And I can confirm that it takes a lot of your motherfucking energy to hold a grudge. But bitch, I will hold on to that motherfucker. I will let that bitch suck up my entire soul.
Oh, man, because I was watching a video of the original Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince. And she was talking about Will Smith. And she just had so much hate in her soul and her spirit for this man.
Really?
And I don't really know the details of what happened with her being off the show or what have you. But she has so much hate in her heart for Will Smith. Like, you could just hear it in the adjective she used to describe this man. Like,
Will Smith was like really young when that show came out.
Yeah. And I was just like, after all this time, she still has all this hate. She's letting this hate define her. She let that hate define her career to the point where her career is non-existent.
Nobody knows who she is.
Exactly.
Not a single person knows who she is.
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to get to a point where, as adults, and I think Jada Pinkett talked about this on one of her first episodes of Red Talk Table. For whatever reason, her and Gabrielle Union had a falling out.
Oh yeah, I watched that episode and cried.
Yes,
I was like, this is so beautiful. And
it was true. They squashed their beef. They rekindled their friendship. And sometimes, even if you guys decide not to be, have a relationship the same as it was before, at least getting that off your chest, clearing the air.
Even if you don't, like, I know that some people's, fathers, friends, mothers, relatives, whoever did awful things to them, and it's something that they don't want to forgive. But at the end of the day, forgiveness is for you and it's not for that person. And I just want to make that 100% clear to everybody out there that forgiving somebody is for you and it heals your spirit. You could forgive them without them ever even knowing. You can never talk to them again a day in your life, but you have forgiven them and you have healed because of that.
Exactly.
Thank you. Let me step off of my pulpit real quick because I felt like I was preaching. But yeah, so like this idea that black men don't take care of their kids, deading that, done, canceled. The idea of black women only being home, food stamps, and welfare, deading that.
Statistically, white women are still in the running for the #1 position.
And there you have it.
And it's not by a few digits, it's by multiple.
Yes.
Double digits.
Yes.
So.
Sit back, relax.
Bust that stereotype wide the fuck open on you Susie homemakers.
Lazy Susan.
Oh my goodness.
But genuinely, like, I know a lot of times that, the whole baby mama, baby daddy situation, and then the baby mamas will use kids as a tool against the baby daddy, and then they put them on child support. When I saw a meme, because you got something to say, and I'm going to say this real quick because it's kind of funny. I saw a meme, it was like my son or somebody was giving his BM $500 a month for the kid.
Yeah.
She listened to all the other people in her life and put him on child support, and the state determined that it only costs $223 to take care of said child. So now she's blasting him on the internet because she did something stupid. Like, that's your own fault.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that. Not everybody's doing that, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. And for all the baby mamas that use their children as a tool to get back at their baby father for whatever reason, whether it be that you mad he broke your heart and moved on or whatever, if he is in fact an ain't shit daddy, or as I like to say, an ain't shit nigga, your children, without your help, will realize that. And you don't have to bash them. You shouldn't bash them. Let them have their own idea of their father. Let them determine that, because I rest assure you, like, they will respect you more. Knowing that you didn't bash them, but them being able to see. Kids aren't stupid. That's one thing we need to stop.
Kids are more emotionally intelligent than adults are.
Yeah, because we unlearned some things, going through matriculating to school. But yeah, your child will realize whether or not. And then it's just like, if you guys are co-parenting correctly, you guys are communicating correctly, he's taking care of your child, both emotionally, mentally, and financially, then there's no reason to get on child support. And then stop listening to outside shit.
Stop letting other people determine your life.
Exactly. It's
and
stupid.
What you do.
It's stupid.
But definitely put these ain't shit niggas on child support, so every time they plug their motherfucking social security number in.
Yep.
Clock.
Trying to get an apartment, car, job, anything. I just don't understand how you can have a kid out in the world and choose not to take care of them.
Yeah.
That's one thing that always perplexes me.
I never will understand that either.
Yeah. But there's also women that are out there like that.
I was just about to say, it's common, not just for black people. It's common for all races of people to have an absent parent, to have an estranged relationship with your parent. It's not a black thing. It's not a black thing. So to everybody who thinks it's a black thing, fuck you.
Yeah. And half the time, if people had an absent father, it was more than likely because they were a victim of the justice system as well. So that's one thing to think about. Moving right along. Yes. We talked about a few stereotypes, the black family dynamic. Let's talk about how it has systematically changed since the 60s.
Yes, let us discuss.
Yeah, so the breakdown of the black family, it's kind of it's a touchy subject, because you have this stereotype that a lot of people fall into with having an absent father, or for whatever reason, but we've refused to look at what's happening systematically above all things. Sorry, I lost my space here.
Uh-oh. Well, she should find her space. What are we talking about? I forgot that.
The breakdown of the black family.
Oh, yeah. I feel like in the past, a lot of times, specifically in the 60s, that people would kind of force relationships and stay together because it was for the kids. When it's more detrimental to have two parents in a home that don't like each other, that aren't in love anymore, that hate each other. Because
kids aren't stupid. They pick up on those behaviors and they start to model those behaviors.
They think that's how you're supposed to treat your significant other. I'm supposed to hate you.
And you know what? Sometimes the guys that I have dated, I've noticed the ones who grew up with both parents in the house and the parents didn't necessarily have a good marriage tend to be more ain't shit than the ones that just grew up with the mother in the house.
Mm-hmm. And just like a woman's relationship with her father, a man's relationship with his mother is very important.
Yeah.
It determines a lot of how he's going to treat a woman or a partner in general, and it determines how he's going to allow himself to be treated, just like women.
Yeah, but there also are a lot of women out there that are teaching their sons not to be emotionally available. There's a lot of women that are clipping their sons' wings. Women too, the daddies spoil them a little bit, but whatever. That's that double standard we have in society. But yeah. But back to the systematic
Back to what you were saying.
breakdown of the black family. So, of course, like I was speaking to my grandfather a while ago, and he was talking about how when he graduated high school, he also graduated with a certificate. You could be an electrician, a plumber, things like that.
It was kind of like a technical school type
thing. And that was, I think it was very prevalent in like the coastal cities. Okay. Like New York, LA, things like that. Also just some parts down south, because that's where my family is from. But they stopped doing that because there were black people that were able to come out, find good jobs, even though they were paid less than their white counterparts, but still were able to have their own. Right. So take that away, make it harder for them, having to go to the next step, having to go to college and college ain't cheap. No, and not having the same advantage of their white counterparts with it's not what you know, it's who you know. Exactly. Type of deal. But drug laws were harsher on black men. A lot of police officers use the war on drugs as a method to incarcerate a lot of black and brown men. Go ahead.
More black men in jail for like small weed charges than anything else.
Yeah, especially with all the legalizations of marijuana. A lot of these cases aren't being overturned or looked at, especially in the states of which the people are incarcerated. Which just means slowly is making progress, but then you have these white investors that have come in and are profiting really well from the weed business.
I was just about to say, even the weed business is being gentrified. Like, how y'all gentrify weed?
And I saw this post on, I think it was on Twitter. This guy said, the black man has been using drugs to get out of debt for as long as I can remember. Now the United States is doing the same thing. Yep.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, we're in so much debt now. The United States is resorting.
Like, well, damn, black people were on the something.
Right, so just here weed to get out of debt, like.
And I think a lot of like all the stuff you're talking about, like laws being harder on black men, and ending that whole program of being able to graduate high school with a certificate of some type, was a lot that it influenced the like tearing apart of black men from black women, and really killing the traditional idea of family. And not that I think that, while I think it's awful that is the way it happened, I do think that non-traditional family values are still valid, if that makes sense.
Elaborate.
So like the whole idea of the chosen family. Like, my family ain't shit, but these people are my family. Like, my blood is not my family, but these people have loved me and cared for me. Like, that idea, that concept. Or even, like, single-parent households. In 60s, 50s, 40s, that would be unheard of. But a lot of people benefit from having a single-parent household. So I feel like it made both a negative and somehow positive impact on the family dynamic of black people in a weird, fucked up, juxtaposed way. It made people stronger and more ready to fight for their families, I think, in a lot of ways. Because I know my mom raised 4 kids by herself. work 2 jobs most of the time, or work one. She had one really good job, like at the end of us being kids. And I feel like if we didn't have that, you know, kind of working against us, it wouldn't have been as easy for her to, not easy, but I don't know. I feel like what I'm saying doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in my head.
Because I'm over here I'm like, okay, let me listen. I'm gonna shut up.
I feel like what I'm saying doesn't make sense. But
so you're saying that sometimes people benefit being stronger and being able to stand on their feet more because they saw the struggle of a single family home.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the day, that is what
there it is. I speak Darius, okay? I speak Darius.
Nobody else does. I don't even speak it.
But no, I believe that's correct because I mean I grew up in a single family home. My grandma helped raise me for a while and was raised, primarily with my mom. And I think seeing the struggles of being a single parent and seeing her willingness to get up and when she didn't feel like it, having to work, having to catch the bus 3 hours before she had to be at work. I think that made me a very strong and independent Black woman.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Thank you for translating for all the people who don't speak Darius. Because I was like, I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it. And that happens to me all the time. But I think that is a nice, smooth transition into our question of the week.
Yeah. Why are independent Black women seen as a threat? I can't tell you how many times me and my best friends, particularly one that has a really, really good paying job, has a degree, has her own everything. And she was on a dating website and she posted, was like, I don't understand what's wrong with me, being educated, having a good paying job, and having all of my own. I'm not asking you to bring
anything really to the table.
Yeah, I'm asking you to basically just have the minimum.
Right.
Job, car, your own place.
Right.
And she showed me the comments that she received on this post, and like dudes was mad. Was like, I don't see why only Black women boast about having degrees. Only Black women boast about having their own.
Boasting first and foremost.
Like,
I genuinely think that it's toxic masculinity. It's the dated way of thinking that Black men, for some reason, refuse to let go of, and white men too. I see it in white men as well, but Black men specifically are so afraid that a woman will take their place and wear the pants. Y'all can share the pants. Yeah. It ain't 1920. Women don't have to wear skirts.
And I think that's where, like, I don't know. And honestly, I don't know where I got my idea of how a relationship is supposed to work. But it's not really of... I always said this. Everyone says the man is the head of the household. Right? They always say that. But I always added on, but the woman's the neck.
Right. And
people would be like, what do you mean the woman's the neck? You can be the head all you want, but without that woman to steer you sometimes. Because sometimes people get tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And they can't see it. Right? And they're so stuck in a situation that they don't see other options.
Right.
And I think as a woman, as a good woman, not to try to control your relationship, but being able to know that you guys work best when you are working together.
Yeah, I think that's listening to what you just said kind of reminded me of just the whole idea of it's supposed to be a partnership. It's supposed to be two people working together.
Yeah.
But then we have this teaching of, well, the man is supposed to be standing out in front, and behind every good man is a good woman. And it's like, no, is it a partnership or is it
a competition?
Like, what's happening?
Yeah, it just, for some reason, they see it as a competition now.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just black women were held, or to this day still, at we have to fight 2 times harder because we're black, but we also have to fight 3 times harder because we're black women. Mm-hmm. And excuse me for having to go get a master's degree so I can get the same pay as somebody who has a bachelor's.
Right.
It's not a competition. Black women are proud of their accolades. They're proud of getting degrees and having a good job and checking out their checklist. It's join shit.
Yeah.
Step your game up.
Right.
Like the fuck.
and like, black women are allowed to be proud of their accolades. Yeah. Why is it that women specifically aren't allowed to be proud of anything?
And then let's talk about how black women, I've seen recently more of a sisterhood. Mm-hmm. But seeing other people prevail as competition.
Go ahead, because you weren't done.
But we should see it as motivation. And like if somebody like on Facebook be like, oh, I got this new job, I'm making $30 per hour, got good benefits, blah blah blah.
Oh, they hiring?
Yes, or shit, sis, do that shit.
Yes.
Like, congratulations. Yes. Like, you have reached a different tier in your life. I am proud of you. Let me see how I can get myself that way.
Right. Let me hit your inbox and be like, okay, what steps did you take to get to this level? Because I'm trying to get like you.
Yeah. And then we have, on the flip side of that, we have this practice of people climbing the ladder and necessarily not looking back to help.
Oh, they pull that bitch up.
Yeah.
They climb the ladder, they get to the top, and then like, yoink.
Yeah.
And we talk about this all the time. I actually just shared a post on Facebook about this. Just because it's a black-owned business, just because it's your friend's business or whoever's business, does not mean that it is less than or that it is free.
And just because that person is your friend and has expertise, doesn't mean that you can use that expertise without paying that person.
Exactly. I understand if they want to give you a discount, if they want to do this thing for you because they love you, whatever.
But don't expect it.
Don't ever come to me and be like, oh, this is finna be free, or, oh, I'm not going to have to worry about this. Like,
yeah, like we have a friend that does photography. Mm-hmm. And I went to do a photo shoot with him. And I was like, hey, how much do you charge for a photo shoot? And he was like, oh, I'm going to give you the homegirl price. And I'm like, okay, but what do you normally charge? Yeah. Because it's just like, I'm not saying this to be like expecting a discount or what have you. Or just like you like to do paintings. Mm-hmm. And need some artwork. Darius, how much are you going to charge me to do 2 pieces? Exactly. It's just...
It's about... I think where we are right now as black people, we're finally stopping the idea of being upset at our brothers and sisters' success, mm-hmm. and we're finally starting to be ready to celebrate each other and to support each other and to finally be like, okay, you doing mad, like, amazing shit. Yeah. Let's collaborate.
Exactly.
That's where I'm ready for.
How can we do this takeover? How can we make your business and my business work to where we're building an empire?
Exactly. Like my friend Jazz, we just had this release party. Mm-hmm. We started off doing stuff together. Mm-hmm. Then we started separately making music or whatever. But it's still, every now and then he's like, hey, do you want to do a show together? And I'm like, I had to catch myself because I'm like, yes, I do want to do a show together because mm-hmm. this is my start. This is where I began. And I want both of us to succeed.
Exactly.
I want both of us to get as high as we want to with this music thing. You know? It's about support, it's about love, and it's about building each other up. Mm-hmm. And it's about refusing to let black women feel negative or less than or wrong about being proud of their accolades.
Because if it was if it was a member of the good old boys club, you would be hitting them on the ass, tapping them on the ass, like, and then too, like, people are threatened by women, specifically black women in power, which is ridiculous.
Just so y'all know, my FLOTUS. Michelle Obama was just voted the most influential woman in the world.
In the world.
It might be just America, but in my world. I don't remember exactly what the article was.
Yes, Queen Michelle Obama.
Like she is style. She is
grace.
She'll punch you in the face. I don't know, maybe. But genuinely, she is so elegant and so beautiful and so eloquent.
When they go low, you go high. Sometimes it's hard to go high, Michelle, okay? Sometimes it's hard. I be wanting to punch them in the nose.
Sometimes she said when they go low, you go high. So if they going down, you just drop a bow on them.
True.
There you go.
That's one interpretation that I like.
Now that Shisha's cat has fully destroyed all of my things.
Yes.
Just kidding, not actually.
He was jumping through the vines like Lion King.
I can't wait to see Lion King. Can we talk about that black excellence real quick?
Can we just talk about how black people are all over in every aspect? Can we talk about how Sanaa, her name's Sanaa, not Sanaya, Sanaa Lathan has been cast to voice Catwoman. I've been delivered.
All Catwomen ever.
Catwoman in the Harley Quinn animated series.
Who's gonna do Harley? Is it gonna be Margot Robbie?
I don't know. She was a great Harley.
She was a very, very good Harley, yes.
But I didn't Jared Leto as Joker.
I didn't hate Jared Leto.
We're just talking about how I'm not impressed with the DC universe. Cinematic universe.
They're doing very wrong things. But I am super excited to see Lion King.
Me too.
I think it's gonna be fantastic. I
can't wait to hear Nala speak because I'm gonna go Beyonce.
Can we go together so we both can yell that real loud in the audience?
Urban Proper strikes again. Yeah.
I saw one of my Facebook friends post that she went to see, and this is an older woman, she went to see Lion King, and she was like, I was surprised to see that there were almost no kids in the audience, and it was all older people, and I was like, in my head, I didn't comment this on her post, because she's very well respected, I respect her a great deal, but I almost wanted to be like, girl, that ain't for them little motherfuckers. This movie ain't for them, it's not for y'all.
Just it's like the rumored Boo movie that's coming out.
From not Lion King, from
Monsters Inc.
Shut up.
It is rumored to be coming out.
I want
this is not for the kids.
It's not. None of these movies that are coming out are for the kids.
No.
Don't bring your children to the theater when any Disney remake comes out.
Yes. Like The Incredibles waiting for y'all.
I saw The Incredibles 3 times.
Oh my God. When we were in Tampa, we all stopped what we were doing and watched this movie.
Oh my God, I saw it 4 times.
Yeah. You could hear a pin drop. We was so into that shit. Like
that was our first night there, wasn't it?
I think it was our second night there.
All I remember is we were supposed to go out somewhere and we were like, "Ooh, Incredibles is on fucking Netflix or some shit."
And we just
And we loved it, and that was my 4th time seeing it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't realize I saw that movie that many times.
We was on vacation and watched that movie. I was so into that shit, I was screaming at it.
Yes.
Moving right along, because, we like to have ADD moments and go on little rants.
And that's why y'all come here. That's why y'all come to talk to us.
Yeah. Well, I came across an article.
I'm here for it.
It was on Facebook. It might have been in Black Women Healing. I'm not sure. But it said, why... You could just push him somewhere because he's just doing the most.
Sir, can you go
Sir Blanco.
Opposite direction?
Sir Blanco.
There we go.
Why people of color need spaces without white people.
Yes.
Now, before we go any further, all you non-POC people listening to this that have went, oh my God, that's reverse racism. Oh my God, that is segregation. No.
Nope.
We need a motherfucking break. Okay? But let me read. This is by Kelsey Blackwell. People of color need their own spaces. Black people need their own spaces. We need spaces in which we can gather and be free from the mainstream stereotypes and marginalization that permeate every other societal space we occupy. Mm-hmm. We need spaces where we can be our authentic self without white people's judgment and insecurity muzzling their expressions. We need spaces where we can simply be. Where we can get off the treadmill of making white people comfortable and finally realize how motherfucking tired we are.
Yes. So I'm an actor. And I didn't really realize how I don't really even know what word I want to use, but I didn't realize until I did an all-black show, and I'm talking the cast was all black, the director was black, and the assistant director was black. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize until I did that show how incredible it was to be in a space with nothing but black people. Because even in high school, I still hung out with most of the white kids. Mm-hmm. Like, there were only 4 of them, and all of them just so happened to be in my friend group. So it was really, you don't realize you're searching for that experience in a theater setting until you have that experience in a theater setting, and I've been looking for it since. Mm-hmm. It's just...
And you know, in elementary school, from the 4th to the 6th grade, because when I was in school, 6th grade was still considered my elementary school until I went to the 7th grade where I was at. But I was the only black kid in the school for a while. And then we eventually had a couple more black people sprinkle in. Okay. But 7th grade, I went to a predominantly black school.
That had to be like a culture shock for you.
It was, because I realized it was a lot of black box stuff that I couldn't check off on my list. It was a lot of things that I didn't care about, that I was realizing that other kids cared about because I was around predominantly white kids.
Of course.
Like not wearing the newest Air Force Ones. Mm-hmm. I preferred K-Swiss. Also, Feli was popular back then. You know. But I loved it because I didn't feel like... First of all, I didn't feel like I was at a petting zoo.
Good.
People weren't asking why I kept changing my hair. Weren't asking why, black hair shrinks sometimes. Mm-hmm. Why my hair was long one day and not as long the next day because my hair shrunk. Asking if I can keep a comb in my hair, if it's able to just stick in my head without,
Oh.
Yeah. A whole bunch of things. Asking if they could say the N-word. Yeah. I didn't have to deal with that shit. Not wanting to date me because I'm a black girl. Not because I wasn't ugly, but because I'm a black girl. I don't think my mom would like me dating a black girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a lot of that I didn't have to experience being in a black school. I did realize that I didn't have no ass for the first time in my life.
Because you probably had the biggest ass of all.
I probably did. But yeah, it was a lot of things I didn't have to deal with, and it felt refreshing to be in a setting where black excellence was thriving, and it was very much a culture. The principal was black. The assistant principal was black. Yeah.
I went to predominantly black school, obviously. But I have always kind of been on the quote, and this is kind of going to segue into our next topic, but the weird spectrum of things.
I hate that.
Listen, I was like you. I didn't, well, actually, really, no, I was even worse because I didn't care about shoes at all. Everybody, and I still don't.
Yeah.
And everybody else was all like, oh, why don't you have these shoes? Or why don't you have these shoes? I'm like, I got shoes on my feet.
Yeah, I got shoes on my feet. They not all scuffed. They nice. I look nice.
I look nice. My clothes is clean.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about a pair of shoes. Oh, you getting a new Jordan? No. I've never owned a pair of Jordans in my life.
I have, but then I realized how expensive they were.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. I got better things I can spend my money on than a pair of shoes. But growing up, I was always really, and I've talked about this a bunch of times on the podcast, I was always into anime and like.
I was into anime too.
Really?
But you know what? I didn't get backlash actually for. No. When I started going to the predominantly black school, like in Dragon Ball Z and shit.
But see, that was Dragon Ball Z. Like Dragon Ball Z
was on the forefront.
Of like black media.
Yeah.
Shit like, honestly, Naruto was on there. All the black kids watched Naruto, even if they didn't want to admit it. I sure the fuck did. But then you have like Pokemon, which is technically an anime. Yu-Gi-Oh, which is an anime. Like Digimon, which is definitely an anime. Like you had all these shows that were what the people would talk about. Like, and I wanted to be like, well, you know, if you watch Digimon or you watch Yu-Gi-Oh or all of it's anime.
Yeah.
Like these aren't created by American companies. These are created by Japanese companies, and it's
anime.
Okay. All right, anime bullock. But it was interesting for me because growing up, I did hang out with the weird kids, and we had that space to watch our weird shows and our anime and talk about it.
But why were y'all considered weird? What is weird?
Weird to me is not a derogatory term like it is to some people. I love when people call me weird because I am weird. I am not. Let's look up the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of weird. Because
sometimes I feel like, especially, and I have this argument with my best friend all the time about calling people weird. Because I feel like my friend has always dated a certain type of guy. And if her potential new boo didn't fit in certain parameters, she called him weird.
Oh.
And I'll be like, well,
why is he weird?
Why is he weird? Like, you know me, I'm a little inquisitive. I like going a little bit under the surface, see what's going on under the hood.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah. And I'm like, so why do you consider this person hood? Well, he don't wear this, and he don't work this type of job, and he don't drive this type of car, and he talks this way, so he's weird. And I'm like, okay, just because it doesn't fit into the black stereotypical box, it's weird?
So, Merriam-Webster defines the term weird as strange or extraordinary character, odd, fantastic, of, relating to, or caused by witchcraft or the supernatural, magical.
Okay.
Now do you see why I like it when people call me weird?
I see. But I know people's definition of weird is not that definition.
I think the colloquial definition of weird is something that is other or different. And also potentially something they don't understand.
Exactly. So let's talk about the black box.
Let's go ahead and open up the black box again.
Can we take calling black people that don't fit in the parameters of the black stereotype, can we stop calling them weird? Can we stop calling them white? Because on the previous episode, we realized that black people did create rock and roll and country music. Basically, any fucking genre that's out has ever existed.
Yep.
So liking things that are different from rap is not considered white. Ear gauges. It's not a white thing. Not a white thing at all.
No, it's an African thing.
Yeah. So
that's straight from the motherland.
Tattooing.
Straight from the motherland.
Piercings.
Straight from the motherland.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it's not white. And it's not weird. It is weird because it's magical. Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic.
It's the Webster Dictionary version of weird.
Yes.
Magical.
But yeah, so I have always, just to kind of tie the two ideas of being called weird and having a POC space, always had this friend group that we all did this, quote, weird stuff. Mm-hmm. And we had this space, specifically theater, when I was in high school. And then when I was not in earlier years, just the friend groups that I had, we had the freedom to be weird, to be other, to be magical, because nobody wanted to talk to us.
Exactly.
But there weren't many white kids in my school, so we were allowed those things.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
But to go further into, back on topic, to look at the article a little bit more, it was a quote by someone she interviewed that said, "It wasn't until I was in a POC only space that I realized how much of myself I had to cut to fit into white culture." Mm-hmm. So being in a POC space allows me to reclaim those forgotten parts of myself. For example, like in a white setting, so many black people are told that we're too loud, we're too quiet, we're too direct, we're too passionate, or we're too restrained. There's always label after label telling us why we don't fit into this pristine little white box.
Yeah. And that comes a lot with like people being, quote, blackballed or what's another term for blackball? Just being overlooked for things because they feel like you're too much. Black people have a tendency to always be described as too much. Mm-hmm. Even myself, sometimes I will describe a person as too much because they be too much. But the expressive nature of black people comes from our heritage.
And white people, y'all just water down as fuck. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I was going to say.
I just had to get it out there. I just had to get it out.
What did I say in the first episode? Bland.
You know, I had one of our listeners approach me about this, and I braced myself. Because she was like, "Oh yeah, I listened to your podcast," and it was a non-black person or non-person of color, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like,
well, here we go.
I feel like I had been outed. Like, I felt like that my mask had been taken off, my identity was revealed, and then I was just like, "No, that's our reality.
It's the truth.
It's the truth." And it's not like she was trying to like debate or reprimand. She was just like, I didn't know it was like that. Mm-hmm. And apologizing for some shit.
Oh wow.
But yeah. But it's just like, yeah, it was an experience.
I am waiting for the day that one of my coworkers listens to the podcast.
Yeah, and she was just saying that how she thought she was more of an advocate and that our points that we pointed out, I forget what she said verbatim, but basically let her know that she was just scratching the surface.
There's more to being an advocate. There's more to being supportive of POC than just sharing it on Facebook.
And just appreciating the culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It goes a lot deeper than
that. The tea is exceptionally hot.
Listen, I can sip this tea. It's so hot.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's not saying that we want to be segregated because people are going to be like, oh my God, what was the whole purpose of the civil rights movement? Blah, 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 if y'all just want some spaces for yourself. But what this writer was talking about of getting on the treadmill of making white people comfortable, it's tiresome. I even at work, I raised my voice a couple of octaves or changed my tone a couple of octaves to make my voice less intimidating, because as a black woman, I have a deeper tone to my voice, which is very prevalent around with black women.
I was just about to say, black women have a tendency to have a heavier voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not masculine, but it's definitely chesty.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
When I'm comfortably talking, yes.
Say it with your chest.
Say it now.
And that's, you've mentioned it a couple times, and I just find it, I can't even, I've heard your quote white voice before. I don't do that with my coworkers. They don't get they don't get the nice serious voice. And I think it's when I thought back on it, like I was talking about earlier in this episode, of being the comic relief or trying to, falling into that stereotype, I think it was to make them more comfortable, or for what I'm actually saying in a joking way, like, bitch, don't touch my hair, making it more palatable, so you can understand that I'm being non-threatening. Like, don't touch my hair, instead of being like, bitch, don't touch my fucking hair, I'll fuck you up, like I really want to say. That's what I want to say. Yeah,
but I'm trying to make you feel more comfortable, and we have to stop doing that as POCs as well.
Yeah, we have to stop making people comfortable.
Yeah, because they don't bend backwards, and break their necks to make us comfortable. So exactly. And it's not to be tit for tat, it's just, it's who we are, and they don't have to, they being non-marginalized, non-POC people, do not have to fit into or assimilate into anything to thrive.
Yeah.
So neither should we.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of having to fit into or assimilate to things, and being a black person, we can talk about European standards of beauty and how black women exceed every single one of them.
Black women are so goddamn versatile, okay? There was a meme going around for a long time talking about, it was a girl and a guy conversation saying, the guy saying, I want to see other people. Uh-huh. And it's a black woman with like 8 different hairstyles, and was like, well, which one do you want, boo?
Which one you want? I got you. I remember that.
Yeah, because black women are so versatile. We can do so much with our hair. It's a culture thing. We like to switch it up. My sister and mom, they change their hair up every couple of days. Me, I like a little
bit more.
Yeah, I don't like to do all that. I like to focus on other things.
If I had hair, I would change it often.
You would change it often?
Often.
Yeah. I'm more of a...
It would always be green, though. Always.
I could see that. I could see Darius with a low cut and some waves and motherfucking green hair.
Bright green hair.
I fucks with it.
Oh, yeah. That was my whole plan.
Let's get you a man weave.
No. I'm not risking it. I had green hair at one point back when I had hair. And it was my favorite thing ever. But I think what I love the most about black women, and this is why I'm so attracted to black women, is the versatility of the black woman. You
can have anything from Michelle Obama to Erykah Badu, from Lisa Bonet to Viola Davis, from Jada Pinkett to Queen Latifah. You
can have anything at any given moment.
Yeah.
And that excites me.
It's so many flavors. You can have a Megan Thee Stallion, a little
Janelle Monáe,
a little Kim from 1997 though, because I don't know her no more. But yeah, you can have a Baby D.
I love it.
To a Grace Jones, we just does the shit, okay?
And I forget who I was talking to. I said something about a protective style. I was talking to one of my white friends about it, and I think she just kind of glanced over it. But it really made me realize that, like, genuinely,
don't have to worry about
that's a term that they don't ever have to think about, because I mean, we black women have been taught that straight, pristine hair is the only pretty hair.
Oh yeah, or having natural curly hair is the standard, or lighter skin.
So you get women who bleach their skin, who perm their hair. I didn't know until I was a full-grown adult male that when white women perm their hair, it makes their hair curly.
Yeah.
I was like, that is the fucking weirdest
I think
shit.
saying perm referring to straightening black hair is actually a regional thing, because sometimes it's also called relax. I think it's
called a relaxer too.
Yeah.
I've heard both terms.
Yeah.
But I've heard them used differently. Like, I've heard a relaxer used not to mean a perm. But maybe it was a perm. I don't know. I don't have
those terms are interchangeable when you talk about black hair being straightened. But also that shit is like very, very toxic. I think I went natural 9 years ago.
Damn.
Yes. Damn, I'm old as a motherfucker. No, but I went natural because I had a mishap with a perm. I call it a perm, straightening my hair. The chemicals in it they ate away at my hair. And my mom was like, what do you want to do? And I had been, at that point in my life, I was changing my hair like every few days. So I was very, very like, that's our crown. That's, a sign of femininity. And, I was like, holy shit, I'm bald head. Like, and for the longest, I literally no one probably didn't even know that I was wearing extensions, because I didn't like the really long extensions anyway. But I didn't show my natural hair until like 4 or 5 years later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was not, and it was like at the very beginning of black women going down the natural journey.
The big chop.
The big chop, and there was a lot of negative things being said about it, especially women who didn't have the traditional curly hair, especially being Afro-Latina black woman. I have 4C hair, so my hair, I can manipulate it very well, but my hair will look like a mini fro, and it's actually down my back a little bit. So
black women's hair defies gravity.
Exactly. My hair is straight up. It's thick, it's kinky, it has tight coils, and I was like, holy shit. But had to learn how to unlearn what that beauty standard is, and realize that this is how God designed my hair to come out of my head. This is the natural state of my hair, and why do I feel like I have to manipulate it to become beautiful? And that's when I started just being like, hey,
this is my hair.
Yeah, this is my hair. Look at my fro. I had a little mini fro for a while, and then, But I mean, like, I like to throw on wigs. I like to get braids or whatever, because it's just, the versatility of it. But as a community, we need to take that out of the black box.
Yeah.
Small nose. Our noses aren't small. Our lips are not thin. Our skin is dark. But if you look at mainstream media, even if you look at old pictures of Ariana Grande, she was pale as a motherfucking saltine cracker, and now she looks very, very muy Latina. Because
she's not Latina, she is Italian.
No, she looks, her skin tone, she's tan goddamn much.
Yeah, she's super tan.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know exactly what picture you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's like they are trying to emulate what we have denounced.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bigger lips, the bigger butts, the braids. They call cornrows boxer braids now.
I am so sick of seeing a white woman's face as the new wave of cornrow or braids or whatever the fuck they call it.
Hoop earrings are the new fad. Black and Latino women are looking like,
we've been wearing it. Google J-Lo in the 1980s.
Yeah. All of them.
Like, it's been...
It's a staple.
It's been around.
Cornrows. Not fucking boxer braids. They're fucking cornrows.
Did you see that video of the girl actually putting corn in her hair?
No.
I really hope it was like a satire or a parody, but there's a video of a woman who braids her hair and like sews corn into it, like corn kernels, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
I hope she gets attacked by birds when she goes outside.
That sounds like my worst nightmare.
What the hell was we talking about, Darius?
We were talking about black standards of beauty.
Oh, yes. And then to kind of tie this into having our own POC space, I ran across an article, basically a white rant.
Oh my God, please can we get into this?
16 things black people say or do that annoy white people at work in general.
I can't wait to... My cup is ready. Let the white tears flow.
When you want to be friends with them at work, but there are other black girls, so you just can't get close because you're the white girl who is held at arm's length. You don't belong because you're white.
Yeah.
Turning topics into topics of inequality out of nowhere. Anytime a black person walks into a room, say a new employee in the office, they make a beeline to the other black faces. I am disappointed because I know from advance notification about your hiring that you and I have a lot in common, but I have to work harder to be your friend. White tears.
They're delicious.
On social media, a lot of my activist black friends will post complaints about white people say blank, white people think blank, white people do blank, and I always feel like saying, not all white people.
That's just like not all men. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of
That's what we've been hollering this whole time. Not all black people are thugs. Not all black people steal. Not all black people are loud. Like,
what else is on the list?
I feel uncomfortable having organizations if they are preference with black, like Black Nurses Associations. These are amazing colleagues I want to network with, but I'm not black.
Okay, can we pause on that for a minute? St. Louis has a Black Pride Parade, or a Black Pride Festival that happens in August. And actually a white friend of mine brought this up to my attention, but in the comment section of the Black Pride announcement were a bunch of white people being like, this is racist. The real pride already happened. Why, if black people want to be included so much, why are they having a separate event? Okay, first and motherfucking foremost, we are allowed to celebrate both our blackness and our pride at any given time we would like to.
Let me write this down, okay? Having black pride doesn't mean you're anti-white. Blackness is a culture. And people will argue and say whiteness is there's no white culture, there's Italian culture, there's American culture, there's Irish culture. You know what I'm saying? It's
there's
just
British culture.
Exactly.
Hell, there's even fucking Darius culture.
But again, to refer back to the article that we were talking about earlier about POC spaces, we tired.
We're allowed to be without you. I think that is the internalized slave owner in all white people who is like, well, why do you need a separate space? You already have one that's with us. No. I'm not required to be in your presence all the time.
Yeah.
I am allowed to celebrate my queer blackness. My queer blackness.
And a lot of times these organizations or things exist because during segregation we weren't allowed to celebrate ourselves. We weren't allowed to be a part of the conversation. Just recently have we seen, just because I feel like it's happening just because there were ripples created, there were protests, there were boycotts, that you're seeing a lot of black films, black directors, black actors get nominations that they hadn't gotten in the past.
Yeah.
Because there's always been actors like Denzel Washington and Angela Bassett, what's his name? Morgan Freeman, James Earl Jones,
Viola Davis. Like, we've had these prolific actors.
Yeah, and they had amazing roles that they could have been nominated for, and they weren't. But those things were created so we can celebrate our accomplishments as well.
Exactly. Like, it's the same thing when people are like, well, why don't we have a White History Month? Well,
that's American history, goddammit.
I literally learned about white history all year long. Like, literally, for however many months of school there is outside of February, all I learned about is white history. And even in February, mixed in with my black history, with my history, is more of your white history.
Yeah, and I remember I wrote a paper, I think in the last couple of years of school, talking about America being a melting pot. And I really hate the term melting pot because you have all these forces that come together and become one. You know, you're melting something, it loses a part of itself to become something else. And I think I said in the essay, I touched on the fact that I see like a lot of Asians, a lot of Indians come over and they assimilate into white culture. And they look down upon blackness. Of anything, they kind of shed their origins, identity to fit in,
right,
to the whiteness. And I was like, America is more like a spring salad, you know? You got all these, you know, berries, throw some berries in there, some walnuts,
put some little chicken on there,
some feta.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like a bomb-ass salad.
Yeah, some croutons. Yeah.
America is that salad, and the basis, instead of being something delicious like spinach or romaine or something really good for you,
it's saltine crackers.
It's iceberg lettuce. Saltine crackers is even too good for it.
It's iceberg lettuce.
Iceberg lettuce. It has no nutritional value. It has no substance. It's just lettuce.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to eat a salad with iceberg lettuce? How am I supposed to...
The darker the lettuce, the better it is for your body.
Genuinely. The darker everything is,
the better
it is for you.
The sweeter.
But yeah, it just really is... What? I can't join this organization because I'm white. No, you can't. And
because a lot of other organizations we couldn't join because we were black. And it's not saying that this is like, oh, ha, 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 it's a payback. These things were created out of these circumstances.
Out of the need for representation, out of the need for a space to be this. Listen.
Let's talk about how... Oh, I'm going to mess up his name. I'm going to try it. Mahershala. After he won Mahershala Ali, there we go. I just got to the top of the stairs of trying to say this and took one wrong step and just went brrr. Yeah. After he won his Oscar, he called up, reportedly, called up MC Films, say, hey, I'm your new Blade.
Guess who our new Blade is?
Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
And perfect, actually, because we really look at it, he looked like he could be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He looked like he could be his little brother.
Yep.
For real. Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
Snipes was kind of hot back in the day. I don't know. He kind of in Jungle Fever.
Nah, I'm good.
In Blade.
I'm good.
In New Jack City. Sit your $5 ass down for making change. Every time I watch that now, my girlhood trembles. I'm like, ooh.
Oh,
That was so aggressive.
Oh, what?
Oh.
But yeah,
But while we're talking about white people, what bothers white people in the workplace, let's talk about things that y'all need to stop asking black people. This even goes for other POCs.
Yeah. Hell, let's even go for other black people.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, start walking up to black women and asking us if our hair is real. That is a personal fucking question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's an invasive ass question.
Is it real or is this your hair?
Yeah.
Bitch, it's mine. I got the receipt.
I remember when you were doing
Am I Black Enough Yet? I know exactly what story. So I did a play called Am I Black Enough Yet?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it is one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. It's about being black.
Yeah.
And Shisha attended as a good friend would.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
I'm in the audience, minding my own goddamn black ass business. Enjoying. We're having a little intermission. And this white woman turns around. I think it was a subject about black hair.
There was definitely a topic about black hair.
Because oh my God, y'all fascinations. Okay, if y'all stop,
It's because their hair doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's not an excuse or a reason
And
at all.
stop telling me about how your curly hair is too thick for you to handle, please.
My hair is so kinky.
Oh my God, I want to slap this shit out of y'all. Go to the head, bam.
Using in the audience.
Okay. Send the artist mind my black ass business. And the lady turns around and says to me, I don't remember how I had my hair. I honestly don't remember if it was my natural hair or not. But she was like, so how much did your extensions cost? And I tell y'all, if looks could kill, I would have been a murderer that fucking day. At that very moment at my friend's play. I said, excuse me. Well, we're just talking about black hair and black extensions. And I mean, you just have all this hair and I'm just curious.
Oh, man. Curiosity killed the cat. You never heard that term.
Yeah. But let's go down the list. A little bit more. You mean you don't wash your hair every day? We don't have to. Our hair isn't oily and stringy. We actually have to put moisture in our hair. Mm-hmm. So washing it every day would deplete that moisture, causing most black hair, to fall out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
We don't ask you if you wash your ass every day.
Ooh.
If so-and-so can do it, saying another black person, like, playing basketball or dunking, you definitely can do it.
Oh, God, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that shit.
You're different. I have a white friend that's blacker than you. Anything starting with, so do black people.
So, do black people eat chicken?
I love NWA. I love the Roots. I know who Cardi B is. Oh,
that fucked up. There we go.
But I do want to point out that I did laugh my ass off at that news reporter talking about, because he was flawless, made no facial expressions whatsoever.
I feel like he felt like he wasn't in the correct space.
He was like, they went from a to brr. I was was like, what the fuck? NFL players shouldn't take the knee.
I didn't stand at my niece's graduation when they sang the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna stand at the Cardinals game on Sunday.
Nope.
When they say the national anthem.
You should join our company's basketball team.
Anything sports related, get the fuck out of my face.
You just don't understand Trump.
What?
When they say anything negative about
She got so mad at me.
right, about black people. Just for instance, oh my God, Tasha, it's so loud. But not you though. You're not regular black.
You're not like one of those black people.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm taking a trip to Africa.
Stop posting pictures on social media with little kids acting like you're doing some kind of good.
Do you have kids? You don't have kids? Let's see, what's another one? Oh, this is one I love. So I had this wig that was really big and curly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one week I just decided to fuck with the white people at work, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I can be extremely petty. Mm-hmm. So Monday I wore the big wig, okay? Big curly. Here I am black and I'm proud. I'm saying it loud here. And the next day I wore my straight ombre hair, okay? Uh-huh. So they walk in, they're like, "Oh, Shalisha, you look different today."
You look different.
And I'm like, different how? Like, I'm Shalisha. I think I like your straight hair better.
Bitch, I will fuck you up.
First of all, Susie cute. Didn't fucking ask your opinion. Second of all, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
You know what you really should have done?
What was that?
You should have brought your big curly wig with you and then changed it at some point during the day.
I should have.
And been like, what are you even? My hair's been like this all day. What are you talking about?
And then the next day, I wore my short bob wig. And they were like, "Oh my God, did you cut your hair?" Most certainly the fuck did.
I sure did, bitch.
Yes.
I sure did.
And then the next day I brought back the motherfucking curly wig.
You know, I just felt like going back to my roots.
Yes. And then the next day I wore my natural ass motherfucking hair. Bitches. So you got 5 different versions of Shisha that motherfucking
You got all the flavors.
But no, like, you don't have to comment on, if you like it, fine. But I feel like they go out their way to comment on black hair because
I have to be right. I can't, if I don't say something, then they're gonna think, listen, white people.
I ain't saying nothing about you getting your hair straightened.
Oh my God, Barbara.
You got
Did
curls.
you get your hair straightened?
Oh my God, you washed your hair. It smells so good.
Oh my God, Barbara.
You don't have to comment. You don't have to be hip or use colloquialisms to try to identify with me. I speak the English language. Not today. Not today. But I speak the English language very well. It's my first language.
Can we, while we're talking about the English language, just dive into Ebonics for a minute?
Oh, I'm going to let you run with this one.
Because
For shizzle my nizzle.
I would like to start with just a little taste of Ebonics. And this is something that I discovered when I was in college. Uh-huh. It's via Urban Dictionary, and it is quite possibly my favorite thing that I've ever read in my life. Faux shizzle my nizzle is a bastardization of faux cheesy my neezy, which is a bastardization of for sure my nigga, which is a bastardization of I concur with you wholeheartedly, my African American brother. Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know, Ebonics the word Ebonics is a combination of ebony, meaning black, and phonics, which is the study of sounds and words and all that good stuff. Boom, Ebonics. The term was coined here in good old St. Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis got a lot of good stuff going for it, but we still racist as fuck.
Racist as a motherfucker.
But yeah, you don't have to try and mirror the way we speak.
I always like that one video of the black guy FaceTiming the white girl. And she goes, what does "Whoa Chile" mean?
Whoa Chile.
And he was like, what? And she's like, they be like, "Whoa Chile." He was like, oh, woo child.
Woo child.
Oh my God.
It's Ebonics.
Woo Chile.
What's funny is I kind of like that.
I used it actually after that. Woo Chile. And it was an indication that a white person did something retarded.
Yep.
And be like, woo Chile.
Ooh. Like
the caucasity.
The caucasity of it all. Like it is a certified language as to how we speak to each other. I'm trying to think of something like, for example, just a simple way of saying, white people would be like, hello, Bob, how are ya? Whereas a black person would be like, what's up, Bob? What's going on? You know, it's not that we are uneducated. It is not that Ebonics is less of a language or, as Urban Dictionary put it, a bastardization of language. It is simply spoken shorthand. It's how I like to think of Ebonics. I ain't got time to say all these words, so I'm gonna throw a couple other letters in there.
Yeah.
It'll be alright.
And sometimes it's regional. It's not just black.
Yeah, because some people say pop and
other
normal
pop.
human beings say soda because
pop,
that's what it is.
House shoes, couch.
I say house shoes.
You say couch or sofa?
Couch.
Okay.
Zinc.
I can't with y'all St. Louis people.
Zinc. The zinc.
No.
My grandma says that. Put it on the zinc.
No.
Put that in the zinc.
Or what do y'all say for you wraparounds?
What is that? What is a wraparound?
Like a scrunchie, like a hair tie?
Oh, I don't know. A rubber band.
Okay.
I don't have hair, so I don't ever ask for.
Oh, true.
I don't ever have to think about that one. But I know like things like iron. Most people say iron. I'm finna iron my clothes.
Here, there. I know that I have the St. Louis accent now. I've been here 15 years. And I remember sitting with my mom, my brother, and his girlfriend, and I said something, and they were like, what? And I realized I said her, and I damn near vomited in my mouth. I was like, yeah, that's right, her. And they was like, her? I was like,
I'm sorry, I've been in St. Louis.
I've been in St. Louis way too long. Oh my goodness. Here, there, hair. Everywhere.
Here, there, everywhere. Water.
Water.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I say water.
Water. People
Water.
People make fun of the way I say pudding.
What?
Pudding.
What?
Pudding.
Pudding.
Pudding. You have to put that W behind the P.
I do say finna. I don't know when I started saying finna. I don't know if it was before I moved to St. Louis or after. I don't recall. But I say finna. Finna is a word. And I'm going to continue to use it
I remember the first
when
time,
I'm finna do something, okay?
I remember the first time I said finna to like a teacher or something. And they were like, what? And I said, yeah, I'm finna. And they were like, you're what?
Yeah, I'm finna go do it in a second.
Go do it.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to.
What do people actually say? It doesn't seem right if you don't say finna.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
I'm about to go change this tire real quick.
Yeah.
I'm finna go change this tire. Finna, it's a word. I'm sorry, like y'all not finna convince me otherwise.
Y'all not finna convince me otherwise.
What's sad is I didn't even realize I said it again.
Oh
convince me. Y'all not even finna.
So what's happening in marginalized news?
Oh boy, there's so much happening in marginalized news today. I just have to talk about this because I just talked about it 2 episodes ago. 2 episodes has it been? Harriet Tubman.
Oh, yes.
The good sis who saved some, I don't even remember how many, hundreds of slaves from slavery after she herself freed herself from slavery. It's getting a movie, y'all.
And we talking about Miss needs to be on a $100 bill.
We talking about the most prolific African-American woman, the pillar of strength. Don't ask me what I'm doing with my hands
He
right
is
now.
a fucking bogan right now, y'all. I'm snitching.
The god of motherfucking.
Because I'm looking down and I'm like, it's a lot of movement going on over there.
Literally the queen of everything. The queen of just, I am so excited. The trailer, have you seen the trailer yet?
I have not.
The trailer actually looks really good.
Really?
And it paints Harriet Tubman as if a movie about Harriet Tubman would paint her in a negative light. But it really does.
Get down.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It shows her for really the truly the powerhouse badass woman that she was.
Yeah. And I said that we don't need any more slave movies, but I think this is one that we really deserve.
Well, remember, I asked for a Harriet Tubman movie.
You did.
I manifested that shit.
You did. You need to collect your coins.
I mean,
Do not pass go
who do I call?
without collecting your millions.
Hello, Hollywood. I know y'all hosts was listening to other proper podcast 2 weeks ago.
Y'all. The FBI snitched on us. Was like, yeah, go make this movie real quick.
Listen, I see you, FBI agent, watching me through my computer camera. Nasty.
All the things that my FBI agent has heard and seen.
Okay, cause
Woo!
put your leg.
What's your lag? You yaxing.
Ooh, you yaxing. We need to find we need a new term before we go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We need another one. So
Oh my God. Oh, and other marginalized news.
Oh yes.
What the fuck is going on in these Latin countries that black people are dying from drinking alcohol?
I don't know.
Because
Is it happening in Puerto Rico? Cause
no.
okay.
It happened in Dominican Republic. Yo soy dominicano.
Yo soy dominicano.
I'm not, but it's a skit that is who was her? La La Malan. Yeah. When she's saying what she's gonna say when she goes to the Dominican Republic that she's from there.
Right.
It's a joke, but anyway, it's happened in now Costa Rica, which actually I'm going, and I'm bringing my own motherfucking liquor there.
Oh.
Like, yeah, and they don't know if it's happening so in the Dominican Republic, I think it was a little bit more sketchy because the alcohol actually did something to the people's insides. It turned into like more gel, so they kind of like died in a really tragic, fucked up way. At least one of the cases that I read about.
I know there's a lot of tourists that were dying too.
Yeah. Specifically black tourists. Yeah. So, yo soy dominicano. No.
Yo soy dominicano. Yo soy dominicano.
Mi acento? No. But no, in Costa Rica, and it happens sometimes in the process of making alcohol, which is, let me look it up. I think it is, what is the...
What, distilling?
No.
Fermentation?
I know. It's on Facebook. Hold on. It's something to do with the fermenting process. That is supposed to turn alcohol into ethanol.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned it into... I don't want to be wrong, so let me pull up this article.
Yo soy dominicano.
Yo soy dominicano. It was tainted with methanol.
Meth.
No, methanol. So basically, it's a miscalculation if you add in too many certain whatever, on the atom level.
Right.
And you're supposed to get ethanol, but you're making methanol. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Approximately 14 men and 5 women ranging from age 32 to 72 have died after drinking the adulterated liquor.
What brand of liquor was it?
It is Molotov. A lot of their local stuff.
I ain't drinking shit.
Well, Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, so I think we'll be fine. Don't look at me like that.
Listen.
Don't look at me like that.
Yo soy dominicano.
Be like, yo soy boricua. Yes, sí, cousin. But yeah. But yeah, they have started to pull these drinks off the stage. Not the stage, just the stage, because that's where liquor is.
Yep.
It makes you get on the stage, but no, from the shelves. But yeah, that's what's happening, and be careful when you guys are traveling.
Always be cognizant of what you're doing.
Yeah, and the thing is like it might not be on purpose with this case, but with the methanol, you consume less to be drunk, but it can also be fatal in the regular drinking doses.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so if you feel like you've only had 1 or 2 drinks and you are blasted, blast your ass to the ER.
Yeah, take your ass somewhere else.
Yeah, take your ass to the ER fast. Yeah. Or just, if you are visiting these countries in the near future, just take your own alcohol or just abstain from alcohol for a couple of days. And I know that sucks because half the reason why you go out of town is to get fucked up.
Wasted.
But
I want to get chocolate wasted.
But be careful. Be mindful. But don't let that keep you from exploring your life, okay?
Yeah, live your best life.
Yeah. Should we move on to the shenanigan question?
Sure.
How many washcloths do you use when you wash your ass? Okay. Now, I asked that because I have 2 washcloths, okay?
My mom uses 2 washcloths.
I have one for my face that touches my face. And only my beautiful ass face. I have one that touches everything else.
That's basically what my mom does.
Yeah. So how many washcloths do you use?
One.
So you're just putting your ass on your face?
Yeah.
But at least you use one, because I had a conversation at my job with some non-POCs, and
that apparently is a big thing.
Yeah. And they don't use washcloths. They just use their hand or the bar of soap.
I remember one time I forgot to bring a washcloth somewhere. And I had to use my hands. And I was like, I'm not getting clean.
Yeah.
The washcloth scrubs the dirt.
It serves the dirt, the dead skin.
Yeah, I only use one.
Okay.
But that's because typically when I wash my face, I will use like a face wash or something.
Okay.
So it's something that I will put on my hands and
Makes sense.
zhuzh and then do the whole commercial thing.
The Clearasil.
Yeah, and then I'll dry my face off with my bath towel.
Yeah. But yeah, how many washcloths do you use, guys? I actually have 2 washcloths and a loofah and a back scrubber because and then I switch mine out every 2 days because, bacteria and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not that good about it. I should be.
You be having crunchy washcloths.
Girl, yeah, when it get crunchy, that's when I switch it up. I'll be like, oh.
You got a lot of seasoning on that.
I'm like,
oh, no.
One more time.
Let me just mix the essence of my fragrance.
That's all right.
Yeah, that is the question, the shenanigan question of the week. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and throw out our once or hellas.
Okay. You want to go first, or should I go first?
Go first.
Okay. I already know which one I want to do.
Okay.
Would you, my black people, smoke weed with Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, once or hellas?
See, I would do it hellas because, first of all, Snoop Dogg, okay? And then Martha Stewart gonna be there to cook them cookies.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
I have never smoked marijuana. So I'm a little trepidatious about smoking with Snoop Dogg because
I feel like you would have to at least have smoked with somebody else before jumping off that cliff like that.
I feel like you need to have lifetime experience and a bachelor's degree in marijuana before you smoke.
Excuse you, doctorate.
A doctorate in marijuana studies before you smoke with Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, for the experience of being like, I smoke weed with Snoop Dogg, I would do it once.
Mm-hmm. While we're talking about, spaces and things that Black people are tired of, willfully let a white person touch your hair once or hellas.
Seeing as I'm bald, I do often have people coming up to rub my head.
Okay.
And while it doesn't make me wholly uncomfortable, it is still kind of like, get out of my personal bone.
Yeah.
But if I had hair, fuck no, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, because I don't. If I like you, I might let you get away with it once. Mm-hmm. And that'll be your only time. Mm-hmm. But you're not finna sit there and pet me.
Yeah.
And run your fingers through it and, then touch your hair and then take a sample and do a density test. No. Not even my Black friends. I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like if I had hair, I would. I don't mind my head being rubbed.
Yeah.
It's a thing, whatever. But I don't, if I had hair, get your hands.
I don't like it, especially extensions. First of all, people's hands are dirty because I just watched this video about this man talking about when he shits, he takes toilet paper and he's catching his shit.
I'm catching the turds while they come out.
The thing that upsets me the most about this man talking about the way he shits is the fact that someone taught him to do this.
Yep.
And he's like, y'all just let the shit hit the water and what?
That's how it's supposed to work.
And men, wash between y'all ass cracks. It is not gay to have a clean and fresh booty hole.
I remember seeing a whole thread of men talking about how gay it is to wipe your ass after you shit.
Y'all just walking around with itchy, it has to itch after a turd.
It has to itch and it has to smell disgusting.
Let me come across a man with streaks in his drawers. First of all, y'all, I will take a picture of it and post it. Mm-hmm. And I'll post a video of this person getting kicked out of my house with a quickness. And I will blast this person for being one of those people that does not like to wash their ass.
Wash your motherfucking ass.
But back to what I was saying. People are weird. People like to dig in their nose. People scratch their booties, scratch their genitals, readjust everything. Don't be putting your fucking dirty hands in my fresh ass motherfucking weave. Making my weave age prematurely because your shit particles are in my weave.
No, gracias.
No, thank you. No. But yeah. Guys, don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts.
Yes, all the social media.
Yes, we are urban_proper on Twitter.
And at Urban Proper Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Spotify and SoundCloud.
Yes. You can find us. And Google Play Podcast.
Yes.
Don't forget that one.
So tell a friend to listen in. We want to hear back from you. We are liking our interactions that we're having. Yes,
make sure that you are liked, subscribed. You hit that bell notification on YouTube so you know exactly when the YouTube video version of the podcast goes up. Mm-hmm. And keep talking to us. Yeah,
don't forget on Tuesdays we want to talk about it. We want to talk about the episode that you had just listened to on Monday. Mm-hmm. Wednesdays we want to talk about your once or hellas. Mm-hmm. And Thursday we want you to think about the next upcoming episode. And Friday, show us your fresh cuts. We had a couple of entries showing off their fresh cuts, fresh linings this weekend. If it made you feel good. Don't forget Saturday is Black Box Challenge, doing something that's out of the black box. And Sunday we want to see your risky 11 a.m. brunch text, which I sent a couple this weekend, but I forgot to post. But yeah, so get out here and live your best life, have fun, and don't forget to listen in.
Yeah, we love it.
So, think this is the end?
Yeah.
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 All right, y'all.
All right, until next time.
Bye.
Muy besos.
No soy dominicano.